The Suitcase murder trial is set to get started next Monday with jury selection. Jury selection was supposed to start this week, but due to the hurricane that's on its way, Hurricane Milton, uh, jury selection has been postponed so everybody can be safe. And that will start next Monday. So, what is the Suitcase murder trial? What is this all about? So, this takes us to Winter Park, Florida, and it takes us to February 24th of 2020. So, we're looking at 4 years ago. Uh, and this incident looks to have happened um, around 11 p.m. In the evening, and the attack type is homicide by suffocation, with the weapon being a suitcase. So that's just interesting. We don't hear that every day. The victim is Jorge Torres Jr., who was 42 years old. I'm 42 years old, so I have that in common with the victim. And then the charges that have been brought against the defendant, Sarah Boone, who is the accused, the girlfriend of Jorge, has been charged with second-degree murder. And this came about following a police interrogation video interview that Sarah had with police. So a little bit of background on this is, prior to this incident, Torres, the deceased in this incident, prior to the incident, he had been arrested multiple occasions for alleged domestic violence against Sarah Boone, and she had also been arrested one time for an alleged instance of domestic violence against Torres. So looks like this was a toxic relationship on both sides. Uh, Boone, who is the defendant, uh, the reason why she was arrested for the domestic violence was alleged battery for strangulation against Jorge Torres Jr. in July of 2018. And at this point, at that time, both Boone and Torres were arrested, but Boone's charge was released or dismissed at that time. Prior, Torres had been arrested allegedly 4 times for alleged domestic violence, battery. Uh, when Torres was arrested, Boone had bailed him out every time to help get him out of jail. So if we look at February 25th, 2020, Sarah Boone, she called 911, told them her boyfriend, Jorge Torres, was deceased, that he was dead. She claimed that her and Mr. Torres had consumed a single bottle of wine and decided to play a hide and seek game. She claimed that they thought it would be, I guess, funny to put him in a suitcase. Not sure exactly why. And Miss Boone said that they were both laughing when this was occurring. Like, hey, let's play hide and seek. And Jorge climbs in allegedly into the Samsonite suitcase, and Sarah Boone had zipped it up. She claims that there was enough for 2 fingers to be able to unzip. She claimed that she had no intention of killing Mr. Torres. Uh, but the interesting part of that is not only was this happening, but Ms. Boone, Sarah Boone, had actually taken 2 videos on her cell phone that were taken, the night before the call on the 25th, and the videos, which I've seen, and a lot of us have seen, you may have seen them, also show Boone laughing as Torres was pleading for our help inside the suitcase. So he wasn't able to unzip himself to get out, and Miss Boone looked like she was sitting in a chair or a couch as this was going on, and she was mocking him. He was saying, I can't breathe, please let me out. And Miss Boone was, through this video, through the 2 videos, said, in quote, "That's what you do when you choke me," end quote. Quote, "That's what I feel like when you cheat on me," end quote. And then the kicker is Boone stated that she didn't remember recording the videos at all. And obviously that's an issue because she did, and they were found by police. So she was subsequently charged with that second-degree murder of Torres. Where she's at, she's being held in the Orange County Jail without bail. She's written many letters to the judge stating she hasn't been represented fairly. And another interesting fact on this case is Ms. Boone has went through 8 attorneys. She's on her 9th. And actually, the 9th is where we're at today and where we're going to be at next Monday as the case gets underway. And so there was a big delay tactic of Ms. Boone claiming, that the representation wasn't right, and so she wanted to have attorneys removed, and some attorneys removed themselves, stating that they were just unable to work together. So that's interesting. So we're on attorney 9, and she was going to do what they call pro se, represent herself, and it got to her, and that's where we ended up with the 9th attorney. She's looking at trying to use the battered woman defense at her trial. That's where she's at, because there was a history, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, of domestic violence, things that were happened, police were called, arrests happened, etc. Ahead prior to this incident. So it's very interesting. And then the final wrinkle I'll get to is just the other day, before they suspended the jury selection to next Monday, is a plea agreement was offered by the prosecution to Miss Boone, taking the charge down to manslaughter and having a sentence of 15 years. She's already served 4 years towards that. She rejected that. She's going to trial. Her 9th attorney, even after the court proceeding, claimed that she's rejecting that plea agreement, and they're going to trial. So we shall see. Starting next Monday, the Suitcase murder trial begins.